my name's Lisa Blaisdell. I work for Woodrow Wilson Explorers, and today we're going to be trying something new and different. Most of the time when people try to make cupcakes, they think that they need to have a whole bunch of ingredients. Today we are making 2-ingredient cupcakes. It is a box of chocolate cake mix, and it can be any cake mix that you desire. If you want to do a vanilla, you can do a vanilla. We are going to be doing strawberry soda, and so it'll be a chocolate strawberry, kind of like a chocolate dip strawberry. It was the idea. But as I said, you could do vanilla cake mix with orange soda. You could do a lemon cake mix with Sprite. You could do orange with cream soda. There's a whole bunch of different combinations you could try, but today this is what we're going to be doing. So we're going to need a measuring cup because we're going to need 12 ounces of soda and 1 box of standard cake mix. We'll need a bowl to put the mix in, a spatula to be able to clean around the edge, and I happen to have my mixer. If you do not have a mixer, that's fine. You can use a regular spatula and a strong spoon. So we are going to be opening our package. I'm going to be smart and grab my scissors because I don't feel like wearing chocolate cake mix all over myself. And before I started, one of the things that I have already done, which you guys could do now, is you are going to preheat your oven to 350. So by the time we're doing all of the mixing and everything, your oven will be ready. You can also get your cake pan ready, which is, we're doing cupcakes, so I put in all of the cupcake liners. If you see them, they come like this in the store. But if you cannot find those, or if you don't happen to have any in your house, but you have a cupcake tray, you can use regular Pam, spray it in your cupcake holder, and you're good to go. So we're going to put that aside, and we are going to measure our soda. Now my cup, it's a standard measuring cup, which is for 1 cup is 8 ounces. So we need 12. So if we have 8 ounces already, then you need to figure out your math and add 4 more ounces to get your 12 ounces. So we've got, there's 1 cup of 8 ounces, and all we do is pour it in. And then we find on our measuring cup again 4 more ounces, which is a 1/2 cup. So it is in total 1.5 cups of liquid. There's our other 1/2 cup. We pour that in. And as I said, you can mix it with your spatula, but today we are going to do a quick mix with our mixer. And this part you can have your parents help, because sometimes the mixers can be a little more dangerous, and it's safer for the parent to become involved and do this step. But absolutely feel free, if you don't want to use the mixer, you can mix it up with the spatula or a nice big spoon. I'm going to stop mine, and we will mix the rest by hand so you can see that there is the ability to just mix it up with your spatula. And make sure you get, sometimes there's dry lumps in there. If you're doing it by hand, you want to make sure to get all of the dry mix mixed in. And when we're done with this, we're going to also have a nice fun experience, and we're going to be making our own frosting. Now again, if you don't have the ingredients to make it, that's fine. You can always use just the store the store containers, just a regular container. And I happen to have a scoop, and it's a small ice cream scoop. And we are going to fill, I'm going to try and get them close to the top, because one of the things that I have noticed, because this is not the first time I've made this, I've made it quite a few times to experiment. And I have noticed that the cupcakes do not come out as puffy as regular cupcakes do, but they still come out tasting delicious. So when you're filling your cupcake molds, make sure to kind of get them as full as you can. I would say do about 2.5 scoops per cupcake, and you will notice that you don't get as many as you would normally with a normal cake mix with all of the extra ingredients added. That is the one downfall, but you still get a good 12 cupcakes out of this. So once I get this all done, I'm going to pop it in the oven, and I will come back and we'll show you the finished product. See you shortly. So one thing I forgot to inform you of was the baking time. The standard cupcake mix usually takes about 12 to 14 minutes, and this still follows the same rule, about 12 to 14 minutes. So when you're testing, make sure to have your parents help you with this. You can take a toothpick and poke it in the middle of the cupcake, and if it comes out nice and clean, that means your cupcake is completely baked. If it comes out and it still has a little bit of goop on it, then it needs to go back in for a minute or two, and just continue checking it as needed. And I'll see you when we're done. All right, so we're back. Cupcakes are baked. Took a little extra time because we filled them a little extra, so it ended up being a total of 23 minutes for mine to bake. So they're all done, they're cooled. While they were sitting in the oven and baking, I got the stuff prepped for our frosting. So we have one package of cream cheese. It's an 8-ounce package. So that has been sitting on the side of the stove, and it's all nice and soft. And a stick of butter. We are only going to need half of this stick of butter. So, and as you can see with the cupcakes, and I bet you're going to look at your cupcakes and say, wow, they really are kind of flat. Well, like I said, there's no egg, there's no oil, it's just the soda and the cake mix. So they are not going to be as puffy. So these are kind of good also for friends that you do not have, they're not able to eat eggs. So these are fantastic for them. So we are going to get ready to do our frosting. Now again, this is a homemade frosting. It's a cream cheese frosting. If you do not have the stuff to make it, that's fine. They sell cream cheese frosting. You can get regular vanilla frosting. You can get chocolate frosting if that's what you choose. I myself really enjoy this particular frosting. It's very rich and creamy. So there is going to be one 8-ounce package of cream cheese, and we are going to use half a stick of butter, which is 8 tablespoons of butter is in one stick. One stick of butter is a half of cup. So we are going to take this and we are going to separate it. And we are going to do 4 tablespoons or a quarter of a cup of butter. And as I said on the container, on the container it shows lines, and each of these lines is a tablespoon. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 tablespoons of butter. And we'll slide that in, because as I said, it's been sitting on the stove, so it's really nice and soft, and that's what you need because it's going to be getting blended with the mixer again. Now, one of the other things that we will need for this recipe is about a cup of confectioner's sugar, or you also may know it as powdered sugar. So we're going to put that into our measuring cup. And again, we are doing 8 ounces, which is 1 cup of powdered sugar. Now, one thing you need to be very careful of when using powdered sugar and wearing black is powdered sugar is just very, very fluffy. So you got to be very careful that you don't get it all over the place. And last but not least is our vanilla. We are going to do 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And if you don't have the measuring spoons, cap of vanilla is also the same as 1 teaspoon. And in we go. Okay. Now when you're gonna start getting this mixed up, you do need a blender, a mixer, because it's not very easy to do it with a spatula or a spoon. You can try. I'm not going to make that attempt. So, and again, remember, start very slow because the flour, the powdered sugar could go everywhere. And once this is all mixed and creamed together, we're going to take it and put it into our mixing bag. This will be our frosting for our cupcakes. We're going to mix it good. You can, if you want to, at this point also add some food coloring. Make it any color you want. It will not change the flavor. So you can see how soft all of that really was. It's very creamy now. And now we'll just take this and make sure we got everything together. Incorporate it into a nice soft frosting. And sometimes if you find that it gets a little too soft, you can always throw it back into the fridge, and because of the cream cheese and the butter in the fridge, it'll start to get solid again. Now at this point, sometimes people have, these are cake decorating bags, and this is most of the time what professionals will use. Well, we don't always have this. I'm lucky enough, my daughter really enjoys doing baking, so she's got a whole entire case of these and a whole bunch of professional tips. But we're not going to go there today. We are going to do what we're going to do if we don't have that kind of stuff. So we're going to use just a regular Ziploc bag. And I find the easiest thing to do if you're working by yourself is get a cup and you just put your bag inside the cup and push it down as much as you can and get your bag open. And you're just going to take your frosting and you're going to scoop it out and you're just going to plop it inside your bag. And depending upon how you cut the tip will make a difference as to a design that you can get. Now my daughter mentioned to me today, and I had not even thought of it, you can take the end of the bag and just poke a couple of holes in it and you can squiggle it out and it kind of looks like grass. But we are going to do what I normally do, which is just some regular swirlies. And I'm going to take our scissors And you're going to flatten your tip on the corner. And I'm just going to cut just a very small amount off the corner. Because if you cut too big, it's going to make a big blob on top of your cupcake. This helps to give you a little bit more control. And you're going to squish everything down into the corner. And you're going to use your other hand to support because it is kind of squishy. And I start on the outside and work my way in. And that will make just a nice little design. There you go. You can do different things. You can squeeze it and pull. And you can make them look like little flower petals. There's a whole bunch of different fun designs you can do. And if you add food coloring to it, it helps to give you different decorations. So that, my friends, is my idea of a fun night you can have enjoying some time with your parents, your siblings, or even some friends. And I will see you again next time. We'll try something new. Thanks and have a great night.